Well, hello there. You might be wondering why I'm messing around with the drive shaft on top of this old van chassis. Well, so happens that I, as you might have seen in a previous video, tore the drive shaft in half on the Daytona when I gave her some gas. And I didn't give her some gas like regular. I mean, I gave it all that it had because some dude was tailgating me, so I thought I'd show him the business. I'll give you the whole hoe. Problem being, that was a Ford Ranger drive shaft and it snapped right in half about 2/3 of the way down. The U-joints stayed good, but the drive shaft itself just sort of like left the chat. Whoops. So I got these other couple of drive shafts that are probably just as crappy as that one, but I need a drive shaft to get it to the drive shaft shop to make a real one. So I took this one here, cut the end off of it that had the balancing weight on it. I'm sure that's going to be great for it. I've already pressed all the joints out of there at a different previous episode. That episode didn't get aired because I didn't video it because I was so aggravated that I was swearing too much, and I figured YouTube probably wouldn't like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this there. Fine example of the half and half drive shaft. Oh, it's telescoping right now. Neat, huh? See a little bit of the rotate the camera. Oh, so you might notice we have a polarized lens in here now. Just rotate the lens. Oh, here we go. What I want to do is rotate the lens until the reflections on everything are basically it. Like that. And then you got yourself a good polarized, what you call it? I think that's alright. I can't see. Well, we'll see in the finished video. So I cut this end off of here. I figure I'll probably be able to use the yoke for something else or whatever we want to do in case we ever need to mess with it. This shaft was 3.5 inches too short. So I got this shaft, which was already cut. Then I chopped a little chunk of the end off because it was like tapered in. I think they cut it. They probably cut it when there was had a smaller end than this, which does not bode well for this operation, but we shall see. Anyways, so it's cutting and some cutting and some more grinding and some cutting, and then I finally ended up with these two pieces. This piece is a great bit longer than I need it. I want to cut this piece shorter. Well, maybe I should have, well, no, we don't want to have the joint in the middle because that'll make it floppy. Or let's just cut this one as short as we need it. And then I think what I'll do to make it just slightly stronger is I'll make it a little bit long. Make it maybe 3 or 4 inches too long. And then we'll plug weld it a few spots in the middle. Hopefully that'll warp it and it'll get really nice and vibrating. The ladies love that. No, they don't. Let's see. So we need like 48.5 inches or so. I want to get it close, and then let's stick it under the car and put it in place as much as we can. Then we got like a couple inches of play on the transmission end, so it's not that bad. Putting her halfway in here, and then we want, oh, well, look at this. Yeah, I had it lined up exactly right. You know what I might do? I don't know if it's going to help or not, but I might just leave the sleeve in here like this. I mean, what's it going to hurt? I could probably, well, it's going to throw it off balance for the plug welds, but I'll put like 8 or 9 plug welds along there, just one every inch or so, whatever, a couple inches, whatever. Make them all the way around it so it doesn't imbalance it too bad. Because I don't want this thing coming apart on me going down the freeway or something stupid. I don't know if this is even going to be able to go on the freeway because it might vibrate too bad. Who knows? Anyways, so what we want to do is I got this copper tape. I got a whole bunch of this stuff. I bought it in bulk on Amazon. I'm going to use that. Thank you, by the way, Matt Word of Matt Word's Off-Road Recovery for showing us on the YouTubes that you can put some tape around these hickamajigs and it'll make the one drive shaft tight inside the other one, and as such it'll mean that you can weld it more freely, well, more precisely. So, what we're going to do, I'm going to go get my paint marker, ultra conveniently placed at the completely opposite end of the shop from where I need it. That's excellent work. By the way, these are good paint markers, whatever they are. They're 100p industrial. Oh, yeah. Industrial U-Mark. Belleville, Illinois. Made in Assay, wherever Assay is. umarkers.com. Ding. Alright. So we need like 48 inches hickey-majig to hickey-majig. We're going to do that center to center, I should say. There's the one hickey-majig. There's the other, it's right dead on 48 inches. So let's make a mark. Mark with a C, not mark with a K. All the marks with a K I've known, well, everyone except one have been evil. Mark with a C is always cool, though. Ever notice that? I know. Stick it in the comments down there if you're a mark with a C or a mark with a K. And if you're a mark with a C and you're not cool, or you're a mark with a K and you are cool, let me know. And we will apologize and whatnot, or make fun of you as should be, however you need. Anyway, let's go jam this thing underneath the truck. Go ahead and get a light over there. Alright, I'm a little bit slow today still, because I had a real bad migraine aura yesterday. I didn't have an actual migraine, but I had the aura for it. It's they call it a cortical spreading depression. Like this electrical field gets in your brain and it expands out from one spot and it screws everything up. And it did. I'm rather screwy. Probably not a good day to be playing with the car in such a way that I'm able to break it, but rather break it here than in Georgia or something. 35 miles from the nearest town. 70 miles from the nearest O'Reilly's is. Auto Apartments. And so what we're going to do also is press these caps down flat onto the bed of the van chassis so that we can have them in phase. Alright, let's go over there. Actually, I'm going to go there. Ian's going to hang out here. I don't think we need to drag the camera all the way down there. I'm going to leave it here on, and then we'll just make a loud noise so I can see when to cut the film. Yes, the film. Cutting the film. Good. Yes, excellent. Alright, let's see if this matches a little bit. We need to be right about there. It's not an exact science. I've got plenty of room to fart around in there because we got a little bit of play in the yoke out of the transmission. So right here is where we're going to stick her. So thanks again to Matt Word from Matt Word's Off-Road Recovery. Ouch. Put her like that. What we're going to do, we're going to rotate some tape around here. Well, you know what? Let's wire wheel it first. I'm glad it broke a quarter mile from the shop instead of 100 miles from nowhere. Nowheresville. Because it was an easier walk. I just walked up and I hitched the car right up to the back of the truck with I left the tow bar hitch points on there. All right, let's do her. That's going to be some neat looking snot later. Yeah. Also, the folks from Matt Word's Off-Road Recovery, I don't think they have to deal with rust. See, they get the cool looking rust out in Utah. We get the stuff that goes all the way through it. That shaft I busted wasn't even rusty. It was in good shape. I mean, it had your typical rust belt surface rust, but it wasn't rotted through or nothing. But as I understand it, the drive shaft for a 4-cylinder Ranger probably doesn't work very well behind a tuned up 318 Magnum. How dare you? Okay, you get back. No! What the hell is wrong with you? Stupid camera. Double gravity. That never works to your advantage. Maybe you didn't like me accidentally doing a suggestive motion with the thingamajig there. Alright, so we got our copper tape here. I like to get it as flat as you can because if it's wrinkled, it doesn't work as good. Let's bust off a chunk here. Bust me off a chunk of that. As I shall. Stuff's not real particularly fun to work with, but it's okay. Better than the alternative of not having anything. There you go. Or using masking tape. I figure the copper stuff is metal, so it's less prone to catching on fire and whatnot. Yeah, so Matt Word and the gang showed this thing on YouTube where you just wrap the drive shaft in tape so it fits inside the next larger size. You just keep wrapping it in tape until you get the spot until you get it tight where it'll stick on there real good and give you a nice weld joint. Make a little longer hunk this time. I think you're going to need it. We built this city on rock and roll. Whoa, poop. Alright, now it's just barely not heavy enough to stay that in. Oh, here we go. Alright, cool. Can you see alright? Yeah, sort of. Good enough. Probably don't want to see this, but see it anyway. If you don't like it, change the channel. Don't actually do that. Well, I mean, you can do what you want. I ain't going to tell you to... Or just listen to me blabbing on and on so you can, so the roommate can't hear you whacking it or something. But hey, roommate, this dude's whacking it. Sorry, I had to. It's a moral imperative. Whacking it, I'll tell you what. Oh, I made a mess out of this already. The copper stuff isn't really the greatest to be working with all the time, but she does what she does. It's actually real good for shielding, like EMP shielding and stuff. You can see the edges of stuff real nice with it. Plus it's shiny, and I like shiny copper. Doesn't have any scrap value because it's too thin. It's like 1 mil or something. Real super thin foil tape. Yeah, whatever. Nice thing is this stuff won't burn away as good when I weld either. Well, I don't know what I call welding, what I do, but how she do. Yeah, getting there. Do a bunch more wraps to get where we need to be. We'll get there. If I can stick something, oh, there we go, stick my drill on the end of there. That'll do, pig, that'll do. Alright, well, yeah, let's use lunch. I just do lots. Here, over here. I like. It's got more reinforcement. It's got more semi-tension. Needle. Okay. Good hustle there. This is going to irritate the crap out of the drive shaft guys when they go to fix this thing for real. Yeah, probably not. They just grind it off. I'm sure they're used to worse. Oh, that's pretty copper. Oops. Smooth it out now. Smooth it out now. Hey, ho, hey, ho, hey, ho. Smooth it out now. Bunged up. Well, guess we could probably use a knife here. That'll cut copper, won't it? Yeah, copper foil anyway. Dull my knife. That's good. We'll have to need to get a new one. Sure, Harbor Freight likes me doing this. I mean, they got some good stuff nowadays. Alright, see how it fits now. Oh yeah. Maybe. Smack it on the ground a little. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh, perfect. Beautiful. There should be a little bit of play in it yet. We're going to need to... Oh, yeah, we'll wrap this in too. Alright, let's get all funky with the grill. Where should go? Oh, there should be. Let's wrap this in too, just to keep This is like work or something, man. Alright, that should be enough. I don't think we have to wrap this one quite as much, because it's not really, well, I guess it is about as critical, isn't it? Yeah, whatever. Let's get the taping. Now these drive shafts probably aren't as good as the other one that I had on there even, but you know, if I don't beat on it until such a time as I can get a good one made. Yeah, right, not beating on it. Well, I can not beat on vehicles for once a little bit. I think we need to be a little bit more, use a little bit more caution about how we, caution, C-A-U-T-I-O-N. That stuff that people use when they're trying to be careful. Anyways, be a little bit more cautious about how to apply this tape so it doesn't have the lumps in it, because I think the lumps are what screwed me last time. See, there's a lump there now. Oh, we'll just be careful. Use the caution. Let's see if she'll stick on first. Twice the format. Okay. Yeah, it's still got too much play, but it's getting better. Oh wow, that's getting a bunch better. Yeah. Let's do a couple more wraps of this end, and then a wrap or two of this end. It's, let's clean that off. I like that big hump being there. Oops, yeah, grab the blade end, why don't you? Yeah, the doctors will thank you very much. That's probably too thin. And it's all gouged up so it'll never sit flat again. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I like this copper tape. It does all kinds of cool stuff. Particularly it looks good because it's copper. Alright, shove the end on her. What to do. There we go. About there. Barely got any play, but it's got nothing that's going to be. Alright. Do a couple of wraps on the near end. Just a little bit. Alright, stick on there. Let's see if we can get a little bit of more tightness here. There we go. Well, see, that one's too tight again. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Alright, that's getting away with it. Now, let's do this end some more. I want it to just barely fit on there. But the trouble is, as soon as you just barely get it to fit on here with this stuff, it wrinkles up and makes a mess, and then you can't get it on. And it pushes all the tape off. You got to start over. That's a pain in the derriere. More tension. Alright, what you got? Oh, that's what's on there. Loose. That's tight enough. I think we can get away with it. It just barely moves. Well. Now let's give her some more. Don't screw this up too bad, because then we'll have to, we'll just have to deal with it vibrating until we get the drive shaft shot. Whoops, well, seeing as how we're out of tape, I guess this is going to be all. Maybe we'll just use paper tape right away or something. But it is pretty cool to have a way that you can put a round thing inside another round thing and have it like a drive shaft inside of another drive shaft and have it concentric. That's really handy. Actually, I brought this stuff up here for the specific purpose of doing drive shaft stuff with it, and that's exactly what I did with it. So, wow. I actually did what I intended with some sort of materials that I had. Alright, let's go pitch this. Alright, I threw it away in my garbage. Now it's getting to be about time for me to go to the dollar store. I gotta get some food for the night. I think we're gonna, since it's gonna be warmer tomorrow, we're probably gonna weld this tomorrow. And maybe I'll come down with some more copper tape, just in case. Because I'd like this to be tight too, because if you make that tight and that tight, then, oh, I could do this one with just regular paper, because it's not as critical if it melts or burns, because it's not gonna, because I'm welding here, not there. Yeah, it's still got some play to it. I don't like that. And we could probably get away with it, but You could probably even balance it out, but let's just err on the side of caution this time around. Cowdy on. So she goes right there. I guess the piece that's inserted can be longer too, and it's helpful because my stomach's killing me. I gotta get something to eat. It's helpful because you can more easily make the two pieces concentric by adding more and more tape on the end. Alright, anyways, let's give color a night. Let's rotate this back around, huh? Rotate. Stick that there. If you set both of your doohickeys on a flat, your yokes on a flat surface, surface, you push on them pretty good. That makes them both in phase. So we don't have to worry about the yokes being out of phase and really screwing things. Now I'm going to take the calipers out here and measure these things. Swords, they're 1.063s, but I want to make sure. I got to measure the insides of them and everything. Get the right. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, these are Fords because they get the groove on them. Oh, wait. Whoops. Well, we're going to make another bastard one. We got one end Ford, one end Dodge. There's inside clips, and these are outside clips. Well, whatever. That's one par for the course. I mean, that's how she's been. Alright, well, I'll see you after a bit. I'm going to go clean up a little bit and go eat something, and then probably go fall over in bed and get back up in the morning and do it again. Well, after I wash clothes. Yep, see you after a bit. Alright, here we are. I have got, where did it go? There it is. Shaft on a grill. I finally found enough copper tape to get her wrapped around enough to where it fit in there real tight. I had to bang that end on there to get it to go on, but I figured Jens probably didn't want to sit me there watching me run 60,000 rip'ems of tape around that thing. Alright, let's get this welder going. Generator and whatnot, so we should just be able to pull this a couple times. It should choke it first. Pull. Ouch. It's getting ready to get nasty cold here and rain. It's like 50-some degrees right now, and it's supposed to drop to 30 in several hours. So every damn joint and every damn bone is murderously painful right now. Yeah. There. Alright. Well, okay, by golly, that's it for that. Let's go ahead and... Oh, check this out. I'm making something cool. I'm making what I call an antisocial doorknob. I'm collecting as much of this stuff as I can get. I got a couple more hornet's nests I got to clean out. And I'm going to take this stuff, I'm going to cast it in resin, machine it into a doorknob. I'm sure everybody that's ever mechanicked around here has got fond memories of bzzz, or crunch, bzzz. Ouch. Them little bastards chase you too, don't they? Alright, let us do this. Well, I was at Uncle Bud's one time, trying to shoot down his big hornet's nest that was in his barn. It's right up in the peak. And naturally, he gives me 2 cans of this stuff that shoots 20 feet. I'm like, alright, you know. So I'm standing there spraying and spraying and spraying and spraying. And I was like, uh-oh, first can's going to run out. So I got the second can ready, started firing off the second can. I'm spraying and spraying and spraying and spraying. They're still coming out, they're very angrily coming out the hole in the bottom of the hornet's nest. And then of course I run out and I go flying for the house. About 200-300 feet away, one of them gets me. Them things mean business, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. It burns like propane. Alright, let's get her cooking here. I mean, technically, that's one entire drive shaft. It's one piece of metal. Now this end here, actually, it extends into here about like that far. I don't know if that's going to eventually bend out, and well, it's got copper tape all the way around it. I had to pound them together because they're in there pretty tight. Hopefully, it'll be all right. I mean, if not, we'll just hopefully drive it up to Henderson's proper one that doesn't suck, because I've got. I can take as many drive shafts up over there as I need. See, right about there. I think there's 33 of them left out of 37. So that's pretty slick. And I cut this off the end, just, you know, because I had to. Oh, that one's way thicker than the one I had on there. Hopefully this will last longer. Yeah, grab the hot weld. That's a good idea. I'm thinking about painting this, but I'm thinking about saving some time and not doing that. Alright, so what we got to do, we got a Dodge end and a Ford end. This here's the Dodge end. The caps are 1.078. That's the Ford end. Ford caps are 1.063. Now, I got to put a 372 U-joint on that end that interfaces that Ford yoke with the Chevy 3R GM AAM 3R 8.625 rear end. And then on this end, this goes to the yoke on the transmission. I wanted to have the heavy end on the back end. I don't remember why, but I think you're supposed to do that. But it just isn't going to work this time. So this here, this takes either a 7260 to interface with, because this is Dodge and the yoke's Dodge, the transmission yoke, slip yoke's Dodge too. It takes a 7260 to interface this with the Dodge slip yoke to go to the Dodge transmission. It's also known as a 317 Moog. Wonder how I know this. I think this is about the 5th incarnation of drive shaft for this thing. Anyways, we got it together. I'm going to go shove it in the car and see if it'll rotate. See how bad it vibrates. Well, this I'm more confident in this one than I was in the other one, so that says a little bit. Not much, but you know. Plus, that other one was like aluminum foil. It was out of a 4-cylinder Ranger. This thing looks like it was made to do some stuff. I think this is a front shaft out of something, but out of a Ford. But it's not a Ranger, so that's preferable, because that Ranger shaft just, like, even the sketchy stuff on there didn't break. It just shattered the drive shaft right in the middle. It's like it wasn't even there. I guess, you know, hit 80 miles an hour and hit the power band on that V8, and she's gone one way or the other. It's either going to get on the road fast, it's going to throw parts on the road fast. Whoops. Alright, well, that's the first drive shaft I've ever assembled from parts that involved welding. So hopefully she fits. If not, well, either way, yins will see it. I'll see you-uns later. Well, here we are under a Daytona. Here we are under a Daytona, getting ready to shove a drive shaft on. I have put this drive shaft together and welded it myself, which is a terrible idea. And I'm going to attach it to the automobile. I'm going to take this temporary one out. Oh, you know what I need to do is put this thing in neutral. I'm kind of surprised that this didn't leak all over the camera, or all over the ground, but I guess I've got it sloping downward, so maybe it doesn't want to leak right now. Well, I got to do the exhaust yet too. Drive shaft breaking, tore the exhaust off on one side. Well, we can fix that. That's not too big of a deal. I kind of made it modular so we can do that sort of stuff. And it's just an exhaust. It's all brand new under there. Okay, there's the rear end. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if I can move the camera or the blinking licht in a little bit closer here. How are you? Is that bolt gonna hold? Yep, cool. Okay, that bolt's gonna hold. No, it ain't. Just clip it on the transmission. Scooter's transmission's your flea bag. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Good. All right. So you should be able to see. Let's see. Here's we got the straps on there still. We lost one cap. I don't know where it went. It must have went out onto the road somewhere. And this muffler on this side is in a kind of beat up shape, but it's still functional. At least it's got the funk part of that anyway. I should be able to bring this back out and stick the pipe back in. Well, maybe. Okay, oh, check it out. I got my Rock Auto sticker or a magnet collection on the door here. I got a bunch more I got to stick on here a little bit later. Let's work on the car first. Stupid camera battery went dead. So I went in and got another stupid camera battery. We're going to try to get the stupid thing to watch me again. Now, what the hell did I do with my stupid, whatchamacallums? The thing that I was looking for, which is, as I quote, I can't remember. Shit. Oh, wrenches. Yeah, the thing that we need to do the thing. Yeah, that's the ticket. I'm thinking either this transmission's underfilled or it's just tilted forward far enough that it just doesn't leak out the back end. Usually these things would be pouring out the back end. Either that or it all leaked out already. Fortunately, I started using tractor juice in this thing instead of $100 worth of transmission fluid every time I blow it. So that's a little better. Alright, we need 2 caps for the end. We need the drive shaft. We need a set of wrenches. We'll find out after these brief messages. It ain't that one. Must be this one. If it ain't this one, I gotta get the Soviet ones out. Oh, that is the Soviet ones. 11 millimeter skis. Alright. Good enough. Now I gotta just turn this hard enough that it runs me over and it'll be perfect. Ouch. Alrighty. About the 4th time these things have been off of here already. Oh, we got a spare cap too, so I can still get the needles in it. Here, willikers, that'd be swell. Well, I like it that I've got the bigger tires on this thing now. That's kind of handy. Especially when you're going about changing the drive shaft on her. I should just have to stick all this together. Oh, you know what? I don't. Yeah, there's the cap. And it's still got. It's missing a couple of needles. Well, no, it's got one. They're just dislocated, unlocated, or whatever. You might notice it's snowing too. Of course, I waited until it started snowing to work on this thing because that's when I had time. Lovely. Well, at least the cardboard's not getting wet because it's all falling on me first. I guess I only need to take one of these out, huh? Shiznak. Alright, we'll take one out on each. Now, I need to go in the car, shove it in neutral. And keep this cap. You know what? I've got a box of U-joint junk. Some of them are, most of them are no good, but you know they've got pieces that I can use. I'm gonna keep that. Yeah, come on, brain. I'm gonna take that with me when I go on a road trip. You know, bullshit happens. I'm gonna try to be ready for it, and it does like to happen to me a lot. What I'm really trying to do right now is work all the problems out of this thing. All the lesser, well, I would call a drive shaft a lesser problem, but it's not a mission canceling problem if you can fix it in time. Trying to work all the bugs out of it that I can fix here. Hopefully I gain enough karma with it that it sees that and sort of doesn't screw me when I get on the road 35 miles from the nearest town in the middle of friggin' BFE, Georgia. Alright, I'm going to go do the thing with the shifter and take the drive shaft underneath there, the caps, stick her together. Oh. Come on. Shine on. Okay. Shove this forwards. Ouch, it hurts. Ow. My carcass doesn't like this weather. You know? Yeah, watch it be 7 inches too freaking long. Whoa. Come on. Get over there. Get over there. Yeah. There we go. Oh, baby. Get over the shaft. There we go. Okay. Shaft is being given. Let's see. I think we're just about the right length. Pretty close to. It might be a little bit short. I mean, holy crap, dude. I think whoa. Huh. Oh, that's dead on. Wow. Good measuring. Now, let's see if it whacks me in the head. Okay, clean the cross off. Probably left a bunch of crap lay on it. Especially from sitting outside in the snow. Lovely. Hopefully the grease will absorb that. It's got detergents and whatnot in it, right? Right. All right. Now, did we or did we not bring the caps in? Yes, we did. Cool, man. All right, 1 cap, 2 caps. Brand spanking new. I didn't put a brand new joint in the front because that one was already brand new. It just kind of, it's been through 4 drive shafts, but that's that original 7260 that I had on here. Back when I first started on messing with it. Oh, I'm going to need to put the grease fitting in here too. Oh, aha, it won't fall all the way down because there's a cross member in the way. Okay, get that in there. That's going to make a mess. Oh, here we go. All right, there's our grease fitting spot. See, I like to fill these caps up with grease. By the way, thank you, Steve, for showing me that trick. And when you fill the caps up with grease, it keeps all the little bits and pieces from falling out when you're pounding the shit out of it to get it together. So thanks for the tip, Steve. And It is immensely helpful. Ouch. Okay, so we got to go in here. Where are you? Oh, yeah. I gotta go get the grease fitting. I'll be back. We'll be back right after these beef brussages. Of course, I got this cardboard just warm enough, all the snow melts into friggin' nasty friggin' water on it. That's lovely. Alright, good. Okay, let's see if we can find a wrench that's small enough to do this grease fitting. Oh, wow, that's the smallest one here, and it's the right size. Kick ass. Okay, phone, get out of my way. Alright, grease fitting. I think it's where that ball of snot's hanging from right there. Oh, you know what? I can just turn this over toward me, and then I can see the grease fitting. And I can see it, and I can stick the grease fitting in it. Or the grease fitting spigot, I should say. Stick that in there. Well, those ultra bright, obnoxious white LEDs we put on the building are now directly in my eyeball. This isn't the place I usually sit to work on the car. This is kind of out in the parking lot. It's the only place I can really pull it to. It's on firm enough ground that I can work on it without sinking into mud. Having to dig the damn car back up in the spring. Oh, poop. Alright. Here's what we'll do. Is that thing still recording? It better be. Well, I'll put a light on it. Oh, I see. Yeah, I put orange paint marker on this thing all over it too, just to show which side of the cross goes where, and which where the grease fitting gets on or at. Reminds me, you know what? I'm going to put paint marker and indicate where all the grease fittings in this car are. Fluorescent orange should be good. Wow. I got green, blue, yellow, orange, silver, gold. I got all kinds of cool markers. If I was in elementary school, I would be the king of markers right now. Alright, so I'm going to say that being that this is not so difficult to attach, this is probably the correct orientation for this grease fitting. Although I should probably be using a ratchet on it. I'm not, because I'm sore. This weather is killing me, and I don't feel like getting up and going and getting a ratchet, so it's going to have to make do with what we got. Nope. Maybe we're in all the way. I think she's in. Nope, not quite. I don't know how tight you got to make these grease fittings, but I'm going to crank it in halfway decently. If I can. Oh, nope. I think that's it. I think she's. Yep. All right. That's good. Don't want to kill the thing. Bust my brand new U-joint. Break a grease fitting off it. That'd be a great way to start the day. Yeah. That'd make me make some nice words. Okay, yeah, it's a little tight. It'll ride up with wear. In that case, it'll ride down with wear. Are you being served? Are you free? Are you being served? Yeah. Will you go into the slot there? Stupid thing. Maybe we'll just use a strap to force it into the slot. Well, give me my 11mm ski here. Well, this is some good news, because this is the first time since Monday of this week that this car has had a drive shaft in it. It's not in a two-piece drive shaft, it's unintentionally in two pieces. Plop. There it should be. Alrighty. Yeah, I turned my two-piece drive shaft into a real two-piece drive shaft earlier. You know, I'm starting to like this jacked up stuff, like cars with a lot of ground clearance, because I don't need to jack it up or use jack stands or anything. Well, probably be good to use a jack stand in case anything breaks. I'm enjoying the fact that I don't have to use a jack on this thing. My fat ass fits right underneath it. See if I can force this thing in with the strap. Maybe it'll go in. Oh, there it goes. Cool. All right. So the caps are actually sitting in there. I think they're on the right what you call them too. They're on the clips. We'll find out in a minute. Now before I run this, I want to hook the muffler back up. That might be a little bit of a challenge, but we'll try it. Probably should have brought a ratchet. You know what? This drive shaft's real skinny. I can actually fit a ratchet in here, can't I? We'll just do her the Manuel way. Do it the old-fashioned way. Plus, I can fast forward this too, huh? Yeah. Ouch. I'm running out of fingers here. Running out of juice. Just barely tight enough that it doesn't want to turn my fingers. Oh, I need my ratchet wrenches here, my gear wrenches. Shoot. I think I've got an 11mm gear wrench. If I don't, I should. There we go. Now it should go in. I want to at least drive this thing into the garage tonight. That would be ideal. Ouch. What the hell? Oh, there. What I really need to do is mess up the threads in this pinion yoke. Well, of course, that'd be swell. Ow. Well, now I'm getting soaking wet because the friggin' snow's soaking me on the outside of the car. Oh, I guess I could just put my legs under the car, huh? Eh. Right, oh. Well, we'll get her done. All right. Oh, how's my holy shit, dude. I got exactly the stick out I need up front. That's cool. I'm glad I measured it right. I took a decent amount of time to measure this too. I didn't just half-ass it like I usually do. Captain half-ass to you. Alright, come on. I'm hoping this will go in. That's what the ladies say. Ah, shut up. Alright, I think we're getting her. I'm running out of arm again. I hope this skinny drive shaft is, well, it's thick, heavy duty. It's off a Ford F-150, I think, 4-wheel drive. So I think it's a front one. like a early to mid 70s kind of F-150, the one back when they had the divorce transfer case and stuff, because it's kind of long. Ow, my arm. Ouch. Alright, keep going. Oh, we're almost there. There we go. Okay, bottom one's tight. Top one, getting there. I don't know how much foot-pounds these got to have on them, but whatever. We'll put a certain number on, and then maybe if we want to come back and torque them with the torque wrench later, when it's not pouring down snow and my joints aren't all burning from the weather, perhaps we'll do that. Why does this look crooked to me? Maybe it is crooked. I don't know, whatever. Oh well, let it vibrate. Hopefully it doesn't vibrate excessively. Man, I should have brought a ratchet down here. Oh, crap. Don't you remember how bad it was the last time you used a wrench to do it? I had to use a wrench to do it last time because I couldn't fit a ratchet in next to the shaft. And now I got a skinny little drive shaft in here, which I hope will hold the torque. Maybe I'll just have to not beat on it as much right now. I think we'll go easy on it until after the road trip. I kind of need it to last me there and back. Almost there. Yeah, there we go. That's it. We're in. There she be. Alright, now let's see if we can hitch this muffler back up before it annoys me to death. Pull this other piece of drive shaft out of here. That's the whole drive shaft. The cool thing is that drive shaft I've got is the exact one my D100 uses, and it's got the right yoke on it for this car. So the D100 NP2500 transmission uses the same yoke as the 999, which is, I think, a later version of a 904, which is also known as the 32RH. You gonna go on there or what? Come on, everybody else is doing it. Don't you want to be cool? You look like a dork if you don't. Everybody will think you're a nerd. You're uncool. Alright, we gotta pull this out of here. Doesn't seem to be too much in the way. Oh, there is a spot. See if I can bend it with a wrench. That looks like about the right size to do that with. But I just tech screwed it together and didn't do it for real, because this would have been a giant pain in the ass to fix instead of a little one. I shouldn't have said how much of a little pain in the ass it is, because it's going to make a huge one out of itself, you know. It's like, oh, how dare you insult me like that? This spot right here needs to come out just a hair. Right there. Not right. Might have to get the Dremel in there. Take that little ridge out. Alright. Shove this back up the hole. That's what the ladies say. And see if we can get it to attach. I might need a new muffler on it. Well, this ain't in that bad shape. It just kind of beat up from getting kind of whipped with the drive shaft. We got a whooping. That's a by golly she did. Oh, come on. Jerk muffler. Get in the hole, damn it. Now we're going to have to take this out of here. You know what? Don't really need a muffler to start it. I don't want to do any tuning because it'll mess up my tune, not having an exhaust system on it. But it should at least start and roll. Let's try it. Come on, phone. Get in that pocket. Where you belong. Yeah, give me that U-joint cap too. Give me that camera. Alright, take this out. Take this out. Take that out. Stick this in there. This is not the worst drive shaft disaster I've ever had. Although this one took a little bit to fix. Wasn't the worst. The most difficult one was in 2001. Me and Sam and Jerry took a trip down to Georgia. We accidentally ended up in Cheaha Mountain, Alabama, which is a beautiful place. You should go there if you get a chance. Nice state park. We camped out there. And of course we went in my old Dodge van, 76. Being an old Dodge van, the radio didn't work very well. So, since the radio could only pick up stations 10 or 15 miles away at the most, so we were pretty much out in the wilderness. By the way, rock and roll stations down south, you guys are awesome. Keep up the good work. Anyways, so we were going down there. We didn't realize it at the time because we couldn't hear anything on the radio because we were in Cheaha Mountain State Park and there wasn't anything up there that was broadcasting. There was a tropical storm. It was the first tropical storm of 2001, and we got there at the highest point in Alabama, right in the middle of it. And those guys were wondering why it's raining so bad. Like, I don't know. I was nice and comfortable in my nice dry van. Oh, it was beautiful too. And the rain, just a constant, steady, hard rain. That was like the best night of sleep I had up until Sam and Jerry knocked on the door of the van about 3:30 or 4 in the morning. We're wet. Let's let us in. So I let them guys in. They slept on the floor, and I slept on my nice warm bed in my nice warm van, dry van. And they dried out a little bit pretty good. We went down to Talladega next day, went to the laundromat, dry their sleeping bags and stuff out, and it was like, why is everybody freaked out? Why is it raining so much? Well, this is a tropical storm, dude. We had no idea there's a tropical storm going on. It could have been a hurricane, we'd have never known. Well, we'd probably known about the hurricane force winds, but you know, whatever. So there's the story of the... Oh yeah, the best part, I'll come back in a minute and tell you. Okay, so we're down there. Let me put this crud board away before it gets wet. So we have a blast anyway. We camped in a couple of state parks. One was in Georgia, and then there was Cheaha Mountain in Alabama. It was beautiful out there. I gotta go back. It's been 24 years and I really, really need to go back. I've been jonesing for a road trip since then. Oh, that was beautiful. Even in the summer when it was super hot, it was still nice. So, we went. We were a few hundred miles from home. And the drive shaft's vibrating. I figured there's probably just a U-joint going bad or something. So I just, you know, took it easy. And the van was overheating the whole damn time because something was wrong with it. I don't know what it was. The head gasket was alright, but who knows? I'm thinking probably the radiator was bad. Radiators in Ohio tend to go bad and you don't realize it because they don't leak. It's just all the fins in the middle rot out. So, me and Sam and Jerry went. We got 3 spare drive shafts for my D100. All 3 of these will fit. Plus this one will fit if I put a slightly longer transmission in it. And one of these will fit if I put a slightly shorter transmission in it. So me and Sam Jerry are riding up Interstate 65, Shepherdsville, Kentucky. We're wiped out at this point, completely exhausted. Yeah, we had a blast on the road trip though. We did a bunch of cool stuff. We went to Talladega Speedway and all that. And it was fun. And of course there wasn't any race on then, but it still, we had a blast. Huh. Yeah. So, coming up Interstate 65, Shepherdsville, Kentucky. We just passed the big truck stop. I think it's a Pilot or a Petro or something. The exit with the big truck stop. We're heading up towards the next little exit with the Valero station, which was a BP at the time. And all of a sudden, boom! Thump, 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 thump. Fuck! Pull over, offside. I get into the grass, so the less chance of the cops throwing me off the road, calling a wrecker, and me never seeing my van again. So we go over there, and I pull the damn drive shaft out of the thing. Well, it broke loose on the front. The yoke stayed in the transmission, but the U-joint in the front just completely disintegrated. So we pole vaulted that sucker. Jerry slept through the whole thing. I don't know how he managed to sleep through stuff like that. Jerry slept through the whole damn thing, like pole vaulting a drive shaft. And it was loud. If you've never busted a drive shaft in a car, or in a van doing 75 miles an hour down the freeway, it's loud. So we pull over and Jerry wakes up like in daylight. Well, why aren't we moving? Why are we on the side of the interstate? I walked like 15 miles this one exit. The county sheriff saw me, gave me a ride back to the truck stop. I got some JB welds, some bungees, some hose clamps, whatever else I could find. Come back, he dropped me back off at the van. I left my buddies there at the van because they had plenty of food, supplies, and fireworks and stuff they had to shoot off before we got back. And so they were doing that. And mainly they were just trying to protect my van from the, if there are any crooked wreckers or anything that were going to steal it or whatever, or scrappers or anything like that. And so they hung around, protected the van. And I screwed around with it. We got about another half a mile out of it when I with JB welds, zip ties, duct tape, and bungees, and a couple of hose clamps on it. And it busted loose again. We got almost to the next bridge up. So I'm sitting there messing with it, putting some more duct tape on it, some more hose clamps and junk, and this old hippie in this van from Arizona pulls up. There's a Yoder toter van. There's a 15 passenger. They converted partly into a little bit of a camper. All the windows all around and everything. So I basically had this drive shaft leaning up against the back of the van, bent almost in half. And this old guy, this old hippie, just pulls up. He was cool too. I wish I'd have known how to get a hold of him. I'd like to give him some donuts or something, thank him for helping us. He pulls up and he says, "Oh yeah, I'll show you how to do that." He shows us how to change a U-joint and everything. So he took us to the junkyard. We took my drive shaft there. We got a Ford drive shaft, and we went to AutoZone, got the adapter U-joints that go between the Ford and the Dodge stuff, and then the Ford and the Dodge stuff on the other end, which is the same U-joint, just on both ends. It's Dodge to Ford, then Ford to Dodge. These 26 spline or 25, 26, or 25 minus 1, whatever you call it, depending on the regional colloquialisms. We brought our Dodge drive shaft up, which is probably at this, and it's bent. Well, it's bent in like a 45-degree angle up front. Yoke busted off it. We got a Ford one. Went to AutoZone, got the stuff. The guy showed us how to press everything back together and hammer it back together and put the U-joints back in. So that's how I learned to do U-joints on the side of Interstate 65 and very painful, sharp grass. Somehow, when they mow that grass on the side of the interstate there, that shit's sharp. It hurts. It hurts to lay in, but I wanted the van completely into the grass because I didn't want to be on the road close enough to where I could get ran over as much. Well, that was nice too, because that van was high enough off the ground that I didn't need a jack either, although I had one. So we got that thing back together. It was Amen Auto Salvage in Shepherdsville, Kentucky helped us out because they were open on Sunday till 5 o'clock. So we pulled in early afternoon, got a drive shaft, did all that stuff with AutoZone and all that. come down. The guy would give me a ride back on there. I don't think I even caught his name. But he was a cool old hippie guy. Old long hair, long beard, white hair, and this old green and white Chevy van. It's like a brand new looking van from Arizona, because Arizona stuff just doesn't age, because they don't have evil salt like we do. And he was cool. I tried to do that for other people now, because he really helped us out. So that's the end of that story. We got back home. That new drive shaft vibrated worse than the old one, but I didn't care at that point. I just wanted to get home. I don't know why it vibrated, because it was in way better shape. We didn't quite bust the old one all the way off like I did this one. But, oh, by the way, this held. The U-joint held. But, well, I'm going to tear that apart for pieces, because that's brand new too. At least whatever's good in it still. This didn't bother me any. What bothered me was just the shaft busted off. Like everything I stuck together on this thing, even the half-assery stuff held, but the damn shaft just snapped right off. You can see it's real nice thin metal too. It's not like this stuff on this new one I put together. This is, well, it's not quite sheet metal. It's maybe the 16th, maybe 3/32, barely. It's it's little. And that's probably why she broke, because I was getting on her pretty good. So if you ever see anybody on the side of the road and they're legitimately in need, give them a hand, because you never know when it might come back to you. Yeah, if you're out there, old hippie guy, I hope he's still alive and doing well, because he's a good guy. I hope to meet him again someday, somewhere or other. I've done my best to pass on the good deeds and everything. Don't always succeed, but you never know. Sometime it may help. This is in 4K, so you should see the snow. If you don't see the snow, just imagine there's snow pouring down. Alright, now this is going to be loud too, because I've only got a muffler on one side. Here, can we get it? No, we can't get it in the garage yet. Let's back up the truck. Oh, give me that. Ouch. Ouch. That's good for it. By the way, Harbor Freight light that I reviewed, still good. I got 2 of these now. I need like 4 of them. They're plenty, really. Don't buy them all, because this thing's coming home with me tonight. I think it's going to stay here, but we'll pick it up in the morning. Here, hold this. Oh, that's some slushy snow. Too bad it isn't just a slight bit colder. You can make a snowman real good. I need the key with a little lightning bolt on it. That would be the ignition. Uh-oh, the paint marker wore off. Ah, poop. Well, I think this is the one. I'll try it. See, if it ain't, we'll use the other one. See if I get a fire out of her. I'd call that a moderate success anyways. I've had her on the road. So, I mean, going up the road and coming back and not breaking down in the middle of the road is pretty good. I'm going to have to tear it, well, not tear into it, but I want to grease those U-joints again, just because I don't know what kind of harbahe got in there, but if any kind of shit gets in there, I want it back out of there. You know, like when I was putting them together. All in all, that was relatively successful. I mean, it should, in theory, be able to at least drive down to where I can get take it to the drive shaft shop and get it balanced, or I gotta fix these wipers too. The fuse is out. I had to pull the fuse because it was something else was on that same fuse and it was turning on when it shouldn't have been. Oh, I know, the turn signals were turning the wiper on. So I gotta make a separate hickamajig for that. The body control module crapped out on this thing years and years ago. Because it's a, you know, Chrysler Huntsville product, and that's what they do. Okay, the good news is we successfully went, well, not all the way around the block, but went around the building and onto the road and back. So I'd say that drive shaft didn't disintegrate immediately. So I like that. How close are we to the wall here? The terminal. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because the ground is connected. But I gotta get this battery arrangement a little bit better. Oh, check it out, in this pile of junk here, I've got myself some copper pipe and some, by the way, 5/8 heater hose. Fits almost perfectly onto 1/2-inch copper pipe. I need a way to make a little lump in it though, so it'll stick on there without blowing off. Hopefully by the time I get that done, it'll be summer and I won't have to worry about heat. Haha. So, there she be, back in the hole, back in the garage, back under her own power again. Heck yeah. Alright, well I guess that's enough of an update. I'm probably going to edit most of this out, but if I don't, then enjoy your update. Let's see, I got to put the pipe back through here because it tore it out when the drive shaft broke. Oh, you know what? I'm nosy. I'm curious. Ding. Alright. Well, it hasn't fallen off yet, so that's good. In fact, it's still on there. Alright. Looks like we haven't lost our caps yet. The front caps are not going to lose, I hope, because the front caps are not visible from this location. But they're the caps on the side of the, I guess I got them. I got the right U-joint this time. That's the pain in the ass. Using a Dodge to GM 3R U-joint, I can't find the right adapter. You can go from Ford to GM, but I couldn't find the right thing to go from Dodge to GM. So I went from Dodge to Dodge. It was almost the same measurements, but the caps didn't quite fit right. That's not what killed it though. But that thing was on there tight. Even if one of the caps flew off, it still would have stayed on there because the bolts were still in. Anyways, so what I did was I used a 7260 to 7290 adapter on the other one, and it didn't like it very much. So now I've got a 372. That is a Ford 1310 outside clip U-joint to GM 3R adapter, and it seems like it fits right in. I think the clips actually fit right where they were supposed to fit, so I like that. And the front one is just a straight 7260. It's the one I tore off the old shaft, so that was nothing real big to do. That's the third time it's been mounted though, so I'm going to take a spare with me. I've got spares. I've got a spare 317, which is a 7260, and I've got another spare 372 Moog for the back. I'm probably going to get two more, or one more of each at least. Is, you know, you know how it works. Especially for power tour. But hopefully I'll be the one helping some people instead of me getting, well, I'll accept the help if I need it. But hopefully I'll get to help some good people out there and meet some new friends and do whatnot. We'll have to get her shaken down first and get her test run and get her working right. And get her working right the rest of the way, and hopefully we'll be getting her did. Well, there she be, parked in the garage under its own power again. Well, I shall see you later.